In this video, we shall be looking at variation. Some types of variation like direct variation, inverse variation, and joint variation. For a direct variation, if a question says y varies directly with x, how do you write the equation for that variation? You say y varies directly with what? X. So y now is equals to kx. That is what for direct variation. Now when you talk of inverse variation, let's say you have a question that says y varies inversely with x. So y varies inversely with x. Therefore, y is equals to k all over x. Now, when we have joint variation, let's say y jointly varies x and z. So you have y, it jointly varies x and z. So y is equals to kxz. And if you have an equation, for instance, that says y varies directly with x and inversely with z, that you put it this way, you say y varies directly with what? With x and inversely with what? Z. Now therefore, what this equation will represent is going to be y is equals to kx all over z. So these are the types of variations you'll be encountering in variation problems. So let's take an example. So the question says y varies directly with the square of x. If y is equals to 8 when x is 2, what is the value of y when x is 4? Solution. So since y varies directly, you say y equals to kx squared because it varies directly. It says when y is 8, x is what? 2. So therefore, 8 is equals to k4 because 2 raised to power 2 is 4. K divided by 4, k now is equals to 2. So you put it back in the first equation here. So you say y is equals to 2x squared. Alright? Now they say what is the value of y when x is 4? So you know y now is going to be equals to 2 open bracket 4 raised to power 2. Y now is equals to 2 open bracket 16. Y is equals to 32. Let's take another question. Question 2. So the question says y varies inversely with the cube of x. If y is 108 when x is 2, what is the value of y when x is 6? So solution. Y varies with the cube of x. So y is equals to what? K all over x cube. Right? Since it varies inversely. Now we know that y is 108. We have k all over x is equals to what? 2. So we have the cube rules. We cross multiply. K now will be equals to 108 multiplied by the cube root of 2 is 8, and k is equals to 864. That's 108 multiplied by 8. We have what? 864. Putting that into the equation, we have y is equals to 864 all over x cube. Now the question says what is the value of y when x is 6? So y is equals to 864 all over 6 cube. When you cross multiply, we have 6 cube. 6 cube, which is what? 216y. 864. Divide both sides by 216. 216 cancel 216. Y now is equals to 864 divided by 216. And what you have is what? 4. Let's take another question. So the question says, y varies directly with the cube of x and inversely with the square of z. If y is equal to 8, when x is 2 and z is 3, what is the value of y when x is 4 and z is 6? Solution: y varies directly with the cube of x and inversely with the square of z. So we know that y is going to be equal to kx cube all over z square. Now, if y is 8, x is 2 and z is 3. So we say y is 8 equals to k, x is 2 raised to power 3 all over z is what? 3. So 3 raised to power 2. Now, we know that 8 is equals to k. 2 raised to power 3 is what? Is 8. Right? And we know that 3 raised to power 2 is 9. So you cross multiply. And when you cross multiply, what you have is going to be 8k is equals to what? 9 times 8. And 9 times 8, we know that is equals to 72. Divide both sides by 8. Divide both sides by 8. K now is equals to what? 9. So putting that value in the equation, we have y is equals to k, which is 9. So it's 9x cube all over z square. So now the question says, what is the value of y when x is 4 and z is 6? So y is equals to 9. So we know x is what? 4. So it's going to be 4 raised to power 3 all over z is what? 6 raised to power 2. Y is equals to 9 times 4 raised to power 3 is 64 all over 6 raised to power 2 is 36. So therefore, we know that 9 times 64, we have 576 divided by 36. So when you divide it, what you have is going to be equals to what? So when you divide it, what you have is equals to what? 16. So that will be all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, share, and drop your comment at the comment section below. If you have a question, please write your questions at the comment section below.